Hi guys, Jamie Humphries here for Six String Alliance, and today we are taking a look at The End of the Game by Weezer. So originally today I was going to look at a beginner's guide to two-handed tapping, looking at the fundamentals of the technique. And I was talking about this lesson with my friend Andy Ferris, the guitar geek. We were discussing ideas for YouTube lessons, and he said he thought it would be really cool if I looked at how Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen, the band, have influenced and inspired other artists, and how you can hear their sound either in solos or riffs or licks, and kind of do a little bit of the Van Halen effect, if you like, and see the impact that they've had on modern music. Now, as the conversation continued, Andy started to talk about Weezer, who I know Andy is a huge Weezer fan, and I was about to glaze over when he mentioned about the band putting together the Van Weezer album, which was coming out today, and how they've cited 80s power rock as a big influence. He also told me about how they contributed to the new Bill and Ted's movie, which got me slightly intrigued. And then he introduced me to this track, and I was really surprised when I heard this really cool opening two-handed tapping lick using open strings, and also the chord progression, which is really similar in terms of its structure to Panama by Van Halen. Now, this opening lick from The End of the Game is a great example and a great introduction to two-handed tapping. It's relatively straightforward. It utilizes just one note, one finger of your fretting hand along with the open B string, and then a moving tapping figure across the B string. So in terms of an introduction, there's a couple of little tricky bits there. Obviously, being able to pull off to the open string, keeping the constant triplet rhythm, and also be able to successfully navigate around the fretboard. But at the same time, there's not too much going on with your left hand in terms of synchronization or things that can go wrong, which make it a really rewarding lick to play. Now, in keeping with the Van Halen influence, when it comes to gear today, I'm using my early 90s Eddie Van Halen signature Music Man guitar. For the amplifier, I'm using something a little bit different today. I'm actually in the middle of filming some courses for the Six String Alliance website. We're looking at a beginner's course at the moment, and I'm using this Yamaha THR10 amplifier, which is absolutely fantastic. And a bit of a shout out to Yamaha, Yamaha US and Yamaha Europe, and also Yamaha Scandinavia, who've been really supportive of what I'm doing and have supplied me with this amplifier for the beginner's course. So as I was set up, I thought I'd use it today. I've also got it hooked up to my little kind of satellite second recording setup that I have here in my live room. I've just got it going straight into the Mac using the USB, and you can record the effects and just go direct in stereo into your DAW. So it's really great for recording. And the other thing that's really cool about it as well, that it features zero latency monitoring. So as I'm playing, I'm actually monitoring the guitar sound from the speakers on the front of the amplifier. I'm not having to monitor back through Cubase. So it's a great little amp if you're looking for a desktop solution for recording or practicing at home. The effects are fantastic, and also it doubles up as a great audio interface. So let's talk a little bit about the two-handed tapping technique. You can either tap with your first finger or your second finger. I tend to tap with my second finger. I actually fold my first finger over to grip the pick, and that enables me to have my thumb on the top of the neck here to sort of, give my hand a little bit of guidance when I'm moving up and down the fingerboard. Now this lick is really nice for you to play. It only uses one finger on the fretting hand and it utilizes an open string. So in terms of the amount that's going on, it's actually quite an easy figure for you to play. There's a little bit of shifting around on the B string, which will take a bit of practice. So let's take a look at the figure itself. You're going to start off by tapping on the 9th fret of the B and pulling off to the open B, and then hammering on to the 5th fret B. So you get this figure. Now that's a really nice little figure for you to practice. It's really good at working on your timing and, more importantly, your synchronization. You know, one of the things that I hear a lot of people doing when they're having problems with tapping is they try and play as fast as they possibly can, and both hands get out of sync with each other, and then you don't have that really smooth rhythmic flow to the tapping lick. Now what we're going to be doing, we've got to speed that up. So let's just take the tempo up. So you should just practice different increments and gradually build the speed up. Like I said, with the tapping, I'm using the second finger. It will work if you want to, you know, tap with your first finger. So on to the next portion of the lick, and here we're going to be tapping 3 times on the 9th fret of the B whilst pulling off to the open B and hammering on to the 5th fret B. And we keep that consistent figure with your left hand. So 3 times we tap on the B string. Then we move up and we tap 3 times on the 10th fret. Okay, put that together. And then we tap twice on the 12th fret. Then we tap 3 times on the 14th fret, tap 3 times on the 12th fret, and then twice on the 10th fret. So put that together. So now on to the next part of the lick, we're going to tap 3 times on the 9th fret B. Then we're going to tap 3 times on the 10th fret B, and then twice on the 9th fret B. So you get this. And then we drop down and we tap on the 7th fret 3 times. And then we go up to the 9th fret, tap that 3 times. And then we tap twice on the 7th fret. Okay, put that section together. Here we go. So as you can hear, it's a really cool little melodic phrase, that, and it's a great way of working on your synchronization and also your triplets as well when you're tapping. Make sure that you pay attention to keep everything nice and clean, and try not to strike any of the adjacent strings. I know that some people prefer to sort of flick up with their fingers or tap up with the finger. I always go down again. I'm not suggesting that either technique is right or wrong. That way has just always worked for me. So let's have a look now at the next figure. This really has its feet firmly planted in Panama. We're playing 9 on the D and the G, 9 on the D and 8 on the G. So it's E5 to B. And then we drop down to 7 on the D and 6 on the G. And that's an A chord. So you get this, you add the open 6th string in between the chords with palm muting. So you get this. And then we play that A chord again, then more mutes, then up to the E, another mute, and then the B, and then more mutes. Put that together slowly. Then we start again, E5 to B, down to A, and then we play D to A. So you put that together. A little bit of vibrato on the chord, and then we have these harmonics, these natural harmonics, which is 5 on the D, 5 on the G, 4 on the D, and then 5 on the B. There's a little dip down there with the bar, and then we go round the riff again. And we have this little chromatic figure, open E, first fret, second fret, third fret, second, first, open. And then we're into that kind of familiar territory that you associate with Weezer, but it's just that intro section really made my ears prick up, as it's just such a strong Van Halen influence, the Van Halen effect, if you like. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play through that section for you, that whole intro, the tapping part and the chord part at a slower tempo so you can practice along or follow the tab. Don't forget to download the tab. You can find the link in the description of this video. Here we go. So there we have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed playing through this very Van Halen inspired Weezer riff and looking at the two-handed tapping section at the beginning. You know, take care not to hit the open strings and pay attention to synchronization. We will look at some basics of tapping very, very soon. Like always, head up to the description and click the link where you can download the tab and the Guitar Pro file for free. Okay, that's it from me, and I look forward to seeing you very soon for more videos. Bye for now.